Hey everybody, it's Clint. Welcome to another video from Sweetcast from me. Um, so I'm actually showing off a little bit of the fulfillment process here. There we go. Not quite ready, and this is my living room, and it's just full of boxes, kind of like that. That's just a little preview. But actually, what I want to talk about is where to crowdfund your book, or where to crowdfund my book in particular. Um, and so I want to get to that first. Let's go over the process real quick. This is my signing station. I have, you guys ever play that game Star Wars X Wings? The mat for it, like, this is one of those kind of like a giant mouse pad. It's like perfect for this card table that I have, and so I always like to have this kind of stuff over all of the table surfaces that I'm handling books on, because it just makes me feel better that nothing's going to get scratched. Um, and I actually saw, I think it was Aaron Lepresti, using gloves when he was working on books and signing them. I thought that's actually a good idea, because sometimes I see when there's my thumbprint on it, and maybe you don't care, but I don't know. It's a nice touch that I thought I would adopt. So, signing books here, moving along. These are actually what will be the trading card packs for the collector's bundles. They're not packed yet, and right now I'm waiting for just the wax packs, and then we will pack them. It is a process that I've learned a little bit about, and we now do those in house here, which is actually kind of fun. It does get old after time, but what we had to do here first was collate all the cards. There's 5 cards in these packs, and so there's 5 in each stack. You're seeing the top one, and I did something a little different this time, and I thought it was kind of fun. They were like sketch and development cards. So all of the artwork that you see on these cards is artwork that Charlie did in sort of leading up to the campaign that you probably have never seen. And so I thought it would be cool to do some trading cards of them. They're kind of sketchy, but for Charlie, I actually think they look really good. I mean, this right here is probably one of my favorite images, just period. I don't know why, but it reminds me of Godzilla. It's just, it's so cool. Anyway, so that's those. We collated those. Fold out posters. Here you go. I'm actually gonna, you know, funny story, but these fold out posters are a good example here. Here's the full size fold out poster, and this is kind of a page from the book, but kind of not, because there are actually panels down here. And so it's basically like one panel. This is a blown up panel from the book, but it's just so cool that I thought we'll make this the poster. Um, and yeah, funny story is that I got a printer to do these and to fold them, which saves me a lot of time and it makes them look better, honestly. And so I folded them. They said they made a mistake and they overprinted by a lot. I mean, by a lot. And so they just gave them to me, because what are they going to do with them? So it's kind of funny because these weren't cheap. Like, it's kind of expensive, but when they are doing printing, once they hit a certain amount, a certain number that they print, it's not a big deal for them to do more. It's like the cost is just not a big deal. So they gave me a whole bunch that are not folded, that are here. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with them. They're, poster thickness. These aren't like thick cardstock like a print. They're poster thickness, and so yeah, they were made to be folded essentially. Anyway, so I got a ton of those. Here are the bookmarks you're gonna get. And I know I'm kind of taking some of the fun out of whoever opens the first box, but I don't know. It'll still be fun to see it in person. These, I ordered way too many of these, and it was actually an accident. Uh, we'll just say I literally moved a decimal place over, and it turns out getting 2,000 of these is, a significant, it's not a crazy amount of money, but it's a chunk of change. Getting 20,000 of these is not much more. It's kind of impressive. So I think I'm going to be donating some of those to a library. Here are the trading cards, again sticking with that sketch and development theme. This is the trading card that everyone gets. um, there you go. The others will match it in like the style, but this is actually the only card that is featured in the book. That's taken straight from Charlie's art. Everything else will be something not from the story, and so that makes those kind of fun, kind of special. This is the one that everyone gets as the stretch goal, and I think I'm feeling pretty good about the trading cards. Anyway, so that's the end of the line. Of course, I've got it all on my Godzilla versus Mothra giant playmat that has again that nice soft surface to work with books on and keep things nice. All right, that was a lot longer than I was expecting it to be, but what I wanted to talk about really is the where to launch. I actually ran a poll on Twitter and asked where should I launch Downcast for, because that's important right now. If running this as a business, you got to be looking for the next thing because cash flow matters. In order for me to keep making books, I have to continue making books and selling books. And so, having sat on this next one for so long, I'm feeling it. I need to launch that book. Luckily, we're in a good place here, and Fatal is we're in fulfillment right now. But I polled everyone and I asked because Indiegogo right now is not showing my pre-launch campaign. You can't find my pre-launch campaign unless you click a direct link, and I'm literally the only one sending you there. And the whole point of having a platform is so that you can reach people that would not see you otherwise. That is the only benefit of a platform. So if that platform hides you, then it becomes just about a place to host a pre-launch page or a place to host a crowdfunding campaign. And I'm not saying that Indiegogo is going to, shadow ban or, basically bury my campaign if I launch it. But the fact that the pre-launch campaign is buried, if you search for it, Downcast Volume 4, by name, you will not find it. It just will not show up. Um, that's that's concerning to say the least, and that's frustrating after working with Indiegogo for years. And so, yeah, it's a matter of principle, but it's also a matter of practicality. Like, how can you run a business this way? It's insane. So the options were the poll options were two options. One, go on Indiegogo. Two, launch on your own site. I was actually surprised to see that at the time that I checked the poll, 85% of respondents said launch on your own site. That is, I think, the highest numbers I have ever seen in support of moving away from crowdfunding sites. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that, um, everyone's just going to be able to find the campaign that happens to be looking around. But at the same time, if they can't find it anyway on these crowdfunding sites, then what's the point, right? What's the point in giving them 7 to 10% if that's all I get out of the exchange? So a lot of people said, why don't you do both? And honestly, the poll only gave two options because if you said, hey, do both, like most of the time you're an agreeable person and you don't want to like exclude anybody. Like you might have a preference one over the other, but you don't want to exclude anybody. I don't want people to tell me that. I want people to tell me their gut reaction, their number one choice, and that's why I made the poll two options. So the reality is I could absolutely launch in two places. I could launch in 3, 4, 5 places. But I'm not sure that launching two campaigns on two different sites at the same time is actually a good idea. Even if I think back at like Billy Tucci, for example, who runs Kickstarter and Indiegogo at the same time, he's also providing variant covers on each that are exclusive to those platforms. And so if you go to Indiegogo, you're going to have whatever exclusives Indiegogo has. If you go to Kickstarter, you're going to have whatever exclusives they want. I could do the same thing with my own site and Indiegogo, but I mean, I don't want to force people to go to different places. If that makes sense. So as far as I know, Indiegogo's rules are you can launch there if you've launched somewhere else. I don't think they care like Kickstarter does, but I've got to look into it a bit more. Anyway, so right now I'm taking it very seriously. The idea of launching on my own site. Um, I don't like to rule anything out or get like make an emotional knee jerk reaction. I like to think these things through, and I have a little bit of time to do that. But this is how the business model works. So I need to find a way that it works for people. And I suspect if I launched it completely on my own site, if you knew about it, you would probably go to that site and back it. Um, and I think most people don't have some like disgusted feeling against that. But on the other hand, I know there are people, a lot of them, that have a really big knee jerk reaction against Indiegogo, and I've heard from several, several of you. And I'll admit it puts a pretty bad taste in my mouth right now that they're burying my pre-launch campaign. At the same time, again, I have absolutely helped them earn quite a bit of money over the years of me crowdfunding directly, backing campaigns. So that's extremely frustrating. But the fact of the matter is that they don't care that much, right? And so I shouldn't be too surprised. We kind of knew that. It is what it is. Anyway, so I'm looking over my options. Again, I have a little bit of time left, but I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below for sure. And I'm going to keep working on this. We're going to get things ready. And hopefully we'll have the first round of packages going out here very, very soon. Still waiting on Charlie we have actually the stickers that you haven't seen yet. Those are coming in the mail tomorrow. They're supposed to be here. And then Charlie has been signing those book plates for the collector's bundles. And so I'm waiting on those as well. This campaign is going to be massive. This is the biggest campaign I've ever fulfilled. And will probably push my limits. It's going to be really expensive too. So thanks for watching. Appreciate your support. And I'll see you in the next video.